Hi, Troy Anderson for Penley Sports. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Penley's proprietary process known as TBAR, which is TBAR, stands for tip to butt aspect ratio. And TBAR is a manufacturing method that Carter Penley developed. It's utilized in all Penley shaft manufacturing processes. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about what TBAR is, how it works, and why it's important to you as a player or as a fitter or as a manufacturer even. So start off with, I'm going to show you how the Penley shafts come to you. When you order a Penley shaft, obviously they come in a sleeve. This happens to be an executive series shaft, but you'll notice inside the sleeve there's a sheet of paper. So every shaft comes with one of these. Take a look at that. And you'll find that there are some basic installation instructions, that type of thing. But more importantly, down at the bottom, there's a set of numbers. These are the TBAR numbers that pertain to this particular shaft. And what these numbers are, in essence, is they're a blueprint of exactly how this shaft performs, flexes, recovers, and bends. So why is that important? What does that do for you as a player or as a fitter? First and foremost, it gives you precise information on exactly how that shaft bends and recovers. We call this zone flex characterization. So what Penley's doing is manufacturing to a very specific set of parameters as far as how that shaft flexes and recovers and where. So by doing this T-bar method, it gives us the unique ability not only to manufacture to these very precise set of numbers, but also to replicate those numbers. So one of the things that you may have heard about Penley shafts is the consistency and the tightness of the tolerances. We're known as having the tightest tolerances within the industry. Well, this is the reason why. In addition to the complex materials and designs that go into the manufacturing process, this T-bar process is so far advanced that it allows us to manufacture to a specific outcome rather than a general outcome. Most within the industry, most other shaft companies will manufacture to a wide range and then they will flex based on the outcome. We don't do that. We manufacture to a specific outcome. And it allows us to replicate or duplicate that. So why is that important? Well, let's say, for instance, you want to build a backup driver. A lot of the professionals out there have more than one driver. It's actually absolutely critical to get a driver that is the same or as close to the same as possible. Well, therein lies the problem. Many of you as club fitters or as manufacturers or even as players may have had experience over the years with trying to get a set of shafts or a series of shafts that are pretty or real close to each other and found out the difficulty therein. You might have to order dozens of shafts, go through them and spec them to find some that are similar. That's not the case with Penley. And that is one of the main benefits to you as a player. Well, it also comes into the fitting process as well, because what most other manufacturers do is they don't have the ability to manipulate or alter the characteristics, the flex characteristics within a shaft. We do. Again, that's zone flex characterization. So what they'll do is they'll have several different models within a specific line, tip stiff, tip weak, butt weak, etc., because they have to change the profile of the shaft in order to achieve that. Well, Penley is quite different in that regard, because with these T-bar numbers, we can identify exactly how that shaft performs, how it flexes, where, etc. And we can duplicate that. So what does that do for you as a player? Well, let's say, for instance, I don't know, you have a Penley ET2 or a Penley Executive Series in your driver, you love it. You go on a trip and you get the unfortunate news that your clubs didn't survive, or the driver shaft in your driver got snapped. Now what do? You want the exact same feel, the exact same performance by replacing the shaft. Well, you call the factory or go to your dealer and you present your T-bar numbers and you say, I need this shaft. we can get you virtually the exact identical shaft, whether it's you bought it yesterday, last year, or 5 years ago. It doesn't matter. That's how precise we get in the manufacturing process. So as a professional, as an example, you need 2 or 3 drivers that all perform similarly. Or you may want to set up drivers that for certain courses, you want one to go a little higher for this course. You want one to go a little lower for that course. You can identify the characteristics of that shaft's performance through the ZoneFlex characterization and using the TBAR numbers. You can call us up and say, I want that exact same shaft, but I want it slightly tip stiffer or slightly tip weaker. I want ball flight a little higher, ball flight a little lower. It's no problem. You give us the TBAR numbers and we can replicate that same feel, but provide the specific change that you want to achieve. So it's a very complex system, but in essence, it's a blueprint of exactly how that shaft loads, unloads, recovers, and flexes. So 2 things you need to remember about Penley shafts that set us apart, aside from all of the design and material differences that go into the shaft. T-bar, tip to butt aspect ratio, and ZoneFlex characterization. I highly suggest you go to the website. It's www.penleysports.com. Take a look at the articles that Carter has written, and I encourage you to either call us or send us an email if you have any questions or you want to get some more information on this system. You will be happy you did. So again, take a look at our website, penleysports.com, and we invite you to give us a call or send us an email with any questions. Thanks.